So guys, welcome to the actual call. We've done the announcements. We're doing this. We're chilling. We're cranking. We're rolling. I want to say one thing really quick before I bring on our guest. Okay. I'm really excited because I have been making offers in a lot of different areas. And I've told you guys the thing that changed everything for me a couple of years ago was when I had the realization. I said, dude, Nick, there's certain things in your life you always do. You always go to the gym. You always eat. You always sleep. Doesn't matter if you sleep on the plane or on the floor or it's 2 hours. You always, excuse me, find a way to sleep. And I realized, dude, I always find a way to go to the gym. If I'm going to Lake Powell at 5 in the morning, I'll go to the gym at 3. If I'm going on vacation, I'll go to the gym at 4. I always made time for specific things because they were standards. Okay. And so the moment everything changes, when I realized, I'm like, dude, why don't I just make asking somebody for money, asking somebody to spend money with me, why don't I just make that the standard? Every day, I don't go to sleep until I ask somebody for money. And when I did that, my business exploded. Okay. Absolutely exploded. But here's what's dope. Now, I did that on my own all of 2020, all of 2021. I was making the offers. Now I've got multiple sales guys that are making offers for me while I'm at Disneyland, while I'm traveling, while I'm working on other stuff. But in addition to what they're doing, I'm making offers on other stuff. And so I want to tell you guys, it's really cool. I've been making a lot of offers recently on real estate, not digital real estate, but physical real estate, because my game plan, for the two of you that don't know, is to make as much money as I can with digital and to plow that into additional digital assets, but also physical assets. Okay. I want to own as many assets as I possibly can, whether they're physical, whether they're digital, wherever. I don't care. I just want so many streams of income. I want 100+ streams of income coming into me from different properties, digital, physical, businesses. I want all of it coming in so that I don't have to work. If I don't, I'll always work, by the way, but then I don't feel like I have to, right? I can do whatever the hell I want. So I've been making offers on real estate. And I want to just let you guys know, because I know sometimes you look at me and it's like, dude, every time he makes an offer, he closes it. No. Dude, I've made 3 offers in the last 30 days on properties, physical properties, and I've lost 2 of the 3 so far. I've lost 2 of the 3 offers I've made in the last 30 days. One was a $1.2 million industrial building, which pissed me off because I really wanted that property. It was a turnkey. It would have been a perfect deal for me. Okay. 8% is an 8 cap. It was dope. Didn't get it. Okay. Somebody came in with cash, swooped it up. Second one, this just barely, like last week, was 40 apartments, 2 different buildings. It was 2.8. We put an offer on and the guy backed out. The guy said, nah, I don't want to sell anymore. Boop, lost that one. This morning, I put an offer on another property and I think I'm going to get this one. I hope. But the point is to continue to grow, to continue to move the needle, unless you're making offers, the needle ain't moving, period. Doesn't matter how much note-taking and book reading, by the way, phenomenal book. Somebody commented on my Instagram and said they should read this, and I had already had it. That's why I pulled the quote. Dude, this book's freaking fire. Shout out to Naval. No matter how many books you read, how many notes you take, how many call, if you're not making offers, you're not growing. You're not moving your needle, period. Okay? Period. So, and the reason I want to say this is I'm really pumped about the offer I made this morning. Okay. The offer I made this morning and the deal that I'm going to do, the rent is already in place. They have a year contract. It's a residential property. I wanted commercial, but I'll take it. Okay. Not a huge deal, but the cash on cash return on this deal is going to be, I did the math, it's going to be between 14 and 20%. Okay. Depending on what the offer gets accepted at, if it gets accepted. 14 and 20% cash on cash. For those of you that are new to that, that's basically the money that I'm going to put into this deal. You take the profit that I'm going to make and you divide it by the amount of money that's into the deal. That's your cash on cash return. And I'm ecstatic, ecstatic about this deal. And I'm going to make between 14 and 20% cash on cash, which is actually really good in the shitty market with these crazy interest rates. So I'm pumped about it. But it just got me thinking, man. And I started realizing, I'm like, dude, I'm pumped about 14 to 20%. Have you ever done the math on the cash on cash return on one of these properties, one of these digital assets, one of these concrete websites, one of these tree service websites, one of these spray foam websites, one of these mobile detailing websites, one of these window tinting websites? Have you guys ever done the cash on cash? I don't even know how to do the cash on cash. It's so damn high. Like, okay, I put in, if I'm doing it myself, I put in what, $200, maybe 300 with content and some sweat equity. And the first month I land a client, I literally make all of it back. Like, it's inconceivable, guys. And even if you outsource the entire thing, you land the deal, you use a team or use one of these done for you services, which by the way, I have some I could recommend. And let's say you spend $1,000 on a site, literally month 1.5, you just got your money back. And guess what? Everything after that is pure profit. It's stupid. It's fake. I've got people, I'm posting on YouTube, I'm posting on Instagram. I've got friends that are in door-to-door sales that knew me from different industries. And they're like, dude, how do I get involved in this? And some of them aren't even interested in learning how to build them. They're just like, can I throw money at you? You can build them for me and just give me the asset. I just want the asset. And as a lot of you know, my whole thesis is like, I don't want to do anything unless there's an asset attached. I got that advice a year ago and I've tried really, really hard. I've never sold my time since, but it's fascinating to me that some of you still don't get it. Some of you are not wrapping your head around the freaking returns on these properties, man. It's like play money, dude. Play money. It's ridiculous. It's bananas, okay? Anyway, the whole thing about it is it's crazy. I'm excited. Keep making offers. And then the last little nugget real quick, and then I'm going to bring on our guest, and our guest is being very patient, but we're going to rip right into this, is I just have to take a moment because, guys, 6 years ago, listen to me. This is really, really important. 6 years ago, I was in the middle of a failing startup. It was the summer of 2017. Okay. I was 6 months into it, hadn't made a dollar. My wife and her entire family went to a Rockies game, Colorado Rockies. Okay. I think that's what they're called, the baseball game. And they were doing this big trip. And your boy, the king of digital real estate, AKA Daddy, AKA Nick, me, I didn't go. I did not go on this trip. And it's embarrassing, but I didn't go on this trip because I couldn't. I didn't have any money. I didn't have the money to go on the trip. Like, I couldn't bear the thought of like going on the trip and knowing I was putting this on a credit card because I had a failing business on my hands. Okay. And it was freaking embarrassing because I made up all the stuff. I got to work. But you know what? Every single person in that family, they knew. All of them knew. They knew I was broke as shit. They could see it. They could sense it. They could smell it. You can smell broke, man. There's a scent to it. They could feel it. There's a feeling. There's a scent. It stinks, dude. I didn't go. My wife and kid went. I was like, you guys go. And I remember being so embarrassed. Like, what am I doing, dude? I'm 20, mid-20s. I've been making hundreds of thousands of dollars doing door-to-door sales. And I'm going to start this startup. And I can't even go on a freaking road trip. It wasn't even a flight, man. And I didn't go. And here I am in Disneyland for like the 6th time this year. I swear. My wife, we have season tickets. My wife loves this place. It's my kid's birthday. And I just took a moment today and I'm like, shit, man, things have changed a lot. Through this business model, things have changed a lot. A couple years ago, and you guys got to remember this. You guys got to hear this. A couple short years ago, I was dipping out on the Rockies game because I didn't want to, yes, couldn't afford it, but also I didn't want to pretend. I couldn't pretend I had the money to pay for it. A Rockies game, man, it probably was a couple $100. I think my wife and our kids shared a room with my in-laws. That's how embarrassing the shit was. I couldn't even afford a room. Okay. And I'm smiling because what else do you freaking do, man? It was embarrassing. And I look and it's crazy because I even here at Disneyland, I'm like walking around and I see these people like on the park bench and they got their freaking home lunch, man. Their little PB&J. And part of me is like, shit, dude, you're missing half of the 3/4 of Disneyland is the food and you're missing it. And I guess the thing I want to say, and I just want to like have you guys think about this week is, how long are you going to wait to snap out of it? How long are you going to stay on the sidelines in your job, whether you hate it or not, your job that ain't paying you enough, your job that's never going to change your situation? How long are you going to sit on the park bench with your peanut butter and jelly before you go into the 5-star restaurant, the one in Pirates of the Caribbean that overlooks the freaking water, which the food is shit, but the experience is dope from what I hear. I actually have never done it. How long are you going to miss out? How long, this is going to sting a little bit. For those of you that have kids or that have a significant other or people that you take care of, how long are you going to make them go without? Like, it's selfish. You are making you being so scared to not take a jump, to not take a risk, to not make a move, to not jump into this opportunity when it's staring you right in the freaking face. Yes, I said freaking because I'm in a hotel. Just be glad I'm not at home, or it wouldn't have been freaking. How long are you going to make your family eat the PB&Js instead of going into the nice restaurants? How long are you going to make your family not be with their dad or their mom while they go to the baseball game because you don't have the money? How long? What's it going to take? Because unless you change something, nothing is going to change. And I'm speaking to the person that's on this call, that's been peeping this group, that's been thinking about doing this, that's like, I don't know, man. I'm getting filthy rich over here. I know a lot of people. We got 2 of our students making over $45K a month. This started with me in December. Okay. What are you waiting for? With that said, I want to bring on our guest. Thank you for patiently waiting, guest. And let me bring him on. I'm going to give a little intro. Yo, Kendrick. Hold on. You're there we go. Boom.
Hey, Nick.
What's up, bro?
Hey, man. What's happening?
Dude, sorry that I was like, I'm going to be 5 minutes and then can you hear me? Oh, you can't hear me. Let me know when you can hear me. Good.
I'm going to pause the Facebook Live.
Okay, cool. Let me know if you can hear me.
Awesome.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, dude. I was saying, I apologize. I was like, dude, give me 5, 10, 15 minutes. Here we are 30 minutes later. I apologize. Appreciate you waiting.
All good.
Dude, I'm excited for this. And the truth is, for anyone that's listening, this is my first time actually talking with Kendrick. Do you go by Kendrick?
I do.
Hey,
K-Dog. Our Kenny, K-Dog, K-Dot.
Dude, do you really K-Money, bro? That's what we're doing. K-Money is what it is. Dude, where are you based at?
Louisiana, Northwest Louisiana, about 3 hours east of Dallas and about 5 hours north of New Orleans. So I'm in a little corner near Arkansas, up in the Arklatex.
Dope.
Right?
And Shreveport. What's this? Is it Shreveport?
Shreveport, that's it.
Isn't that where a freaking GC's from? Uncle Grant
Cardone, Uncle G?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. No, he's actually from Lake Charles, but he's
that's right.
That's right. Yeah, Uncle G is he's a Louisiana man, so we're proud of Uncle G for sure.
I love it, dude. He's representing hard. Well, dude, so for anybody that's just jumping on or watching this right now, I'm gonna ask Kendrick some questions. By the way, Kendrick, no pressure. This is gonna be really chill. I just want people to hear your story. I want to hear your story because I
Cool.
was the one that jumped on the call with you. This is my first time even talking to you, laying eyes on you, K money. So I'm pumped about this. But so yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, Kendrick's been in our group for less than 30 days. I think it was 20 days. It was about 20, 21 days that you got your first deal.
I think so. Maybe not. Yeah,
Maybe 22.
23, something like that.
Okay, it was sub 25, sub 25. But
Right.
but tell everyone really quick. So just to like spoiler alert, he's been in this business like actually doing it for less than a month. He landed his first deal basically 3 weeks in, $1,800 a month, 6-month contract, textbook, the whole deal, like just did it. Dope. Congratulations, by the way, man.
Thank you, man.
I love it.
Thank
Dude.
you, brother. Exciting.
So I tell everyone really quick, dude, like what's your background? Because what I love about these interviews is I think a lot of people watch these and they see who we're interviewing and they're like, yeah, but right.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
but I'm from I'm from Minnesota or whatever, right? Or I'm from Utah or what, like it's always yeah, but. So I like to
Right.
just showcase.
Fargo.
Yeah, exactly. I'm from
Whatever.
North Dakota. So tell everyone, like, first of all, what's your background and what are you doing? Because you're still doing that and transit
Right.
my knowledge. But yeah, tell everyone your background.
Well, first, I'm a husband, dad, business owner. Currently, I do real estate investing, mostly wholesaling, flipping, that sort of thing. Also,
We got to
I'm a
talk after
partner.
this. We got to talk after this.
For sure. Yeah, I was listening in the beginning, and I was like, it makes sense. So, um, long story, man. I've done a lot of things, man. I'm also a partner in an executive search firm. We specialize in healthcare recruiting. I've always been a type of person that I've always had a lot of things going on. Actually, I started off my career. Well, long story, man, it's a lot of stuff. I
Dude,
was on.
you're good, bro. We're here. We're
Yeah,
here.
well, I hear you, man. Well, I was on. I was the first my family to graduate college, which I never really used my degree, but at that time, it was very important for me to finish. Right, just one of those things. I was on the Van Wilder plan, bro. I had a really good time. Right, had an awesome, great experience. Made some really good friends, people I still keep in touch with today. Right, but when I left college, I moved to California to pursue filmmaking. That was kind of my dream at the time. Or, I come from, we weren't poor, man, but we weren't like, there was times where, paycheck to paycheck, just kind of like a normal, lower middle class, had a really, my dad always worked, man. He was always working. He was a police officer, and he's also a barber at night. Like back then they called it, what they called it back then, honeymooning, right? People had
Oh,
other job. They would honeymoon is this, right? Extra income. So anyway, I came up and never really talked about money and that sort of thing. So um, I started kind of reading like Napoleon Hill. Like early on, I was lucky enough to kind of expand my mind a little bit, work my mindset, and because money wasn't really talked about, right? Or, so I started studying other people and other successful people, and it was a trend. Like everyone was just doing what they love, right? And that was kind of the thing. Like, oh, well, you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life, right? That was the thing. And it's like, well, I want to make money too. I want to have, passive income. We all think about, so growing up, I used to love playing with my dad's video camera, right? Making movies. We all want to make movies, right? And hey, if I make a movie, I'll get some royalties, right? So that's the passive income. That's the doing you love. I thought that was it. And so, man, I finished school, so I can say I finished. Went out to California, pursued the film industry. I made some. I worked with some top filmmakers. I had a really good experience, and then the film industry came to my state and my hometown. And at that time, man, it's like, you couldn't even buy a crack house in Compton for less than $500,000, So this time I'm like in my late 20s or early 30s almost at time. Cause again, I was late coming out of school. Took a little time, so I came back home. And man, honestly, I never thought I didn't know if I was going to come back. Cause I was like a lot of people, but there's really something special about coming home and doing what you love, right? So I was like, man, this is great. I can make movies here. I can make
Right.
that, and then the film industry was flourishing due to state tax credits, et cetera. But all that went away, and it went like to another state. It's like a traveling circus, And when I moved back, I met my wife and her son, and we started a family together. And dude, things change, goals change, So it's like, did not want to be in the movie business anymore. It wasn't nothing like it cracked it up to be. Trust me, I enjoyed the process, love the people, but bro, 12, 15-hour days, 5 days a week, sometimes a Saturday, it's not a lifestyle, especially having a family. So, and that was a big thing to me, man. And I was at that point in my life where I was like, tired of I was always just like, going, and hate the word grinding. I really don't like using that word. It's just, you got to work it out there, right? But so goals changed. I had to do something different. I was used to making some pretty good money in the film business, so I discovered wholesaling, real estate wholesaling. So I've been in that. I was doing that, and I was making, I learned a little bit. Took me a while. Bought a course, and you get that endorphin, right? Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this course, man, and I'm gonna learn this, and I'm gonna make my money back, right? Well, it took a long time, and I spent a lot of money. You know what I mean? And but I learned it, and I started doing it, but the more I appreciated the whole process because it allowed me to still take care of my family and have that still a lifestyle. But I'm not working 12, 15 hours a day anymore. I remember working, even if it's like a night shoot, you go to work at 5:30 p.m. and you come home at 7. Kids are going off. You're like, you're just getting home. But anyway, long story. I know this is a lot to talk about, and I don't want to drag it out, bro. Point being is I was always looking for something, and going through all of the information out there on making money, the elusive passive income. Along the way, I found Rent and Rank, dude, like 4 years ago. It's embarrassing, it really is. And I just didn't do anything. I think I even bought a course, and I was really overwhelmed with the information. Dude, I was an information junkie, bro. I was like, what can I do to go out and find something that can create, a lifestyle that I can still be with my family, not grind it out, but still make a substantial amount of money that I could do the things I want to do. I think it's very important for a father to provide security and experiences, and we live in a world, we need money to do that, man. We need, and because money's just a tool. It is a tool, and to allow you to achieve what it is you want to do. And I really believe, money and just enhances who you are. If you're an asshole, and you've got money, you're going to be a bigger asshole.
I agree.
But if you're a great person and you have money, dude, you're going to do great things. You know what I mean? So I've always been searching for that vehicle, man. And I was just been bombarded with information, dude. It was really in a point where it's like, I think we all get to that point of what is it called? Paralysis by analysis, and it's like trying to learn SEO and like, man, it's like, it was just a lot. I couldn't get into it, and I just put it down, or I get on there and watch YouTube and just like, just fill my head with information. Came across your the free group, right? I don't know how I came across you, man. I don't really know how, but I found you because you're omnipresent somehow, right? It was just like, if you Googled Rank and Rent, somehow you're going to come back to Nick, the king of real estate.
The king of baby.
The lord of the digital landlords.
Let's go.
So, but I found your group, man. And I was like, all right, again, here I am just wasting time and trying to piecemeal everything. And, and I was like, screw it. I'm going to, I want the fast pass, right?
You coined that, bro. You call, dude, I'm at Disneyland right now, and you called it the fast pass, bro. I'm like, that's a perfect name for this.
So yeah, that's exactly what it was for me. Because I did not need any more education. Like, man, like seriously, I was like, I mean, that sounds so pompous. We all need education.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? But like, you get bombarded with this information age, man, with everything.
Ask you this, and don't forget where we're at, but like, I think that's such an important point, because you can get like, dude, this is one of the first business books I've read this year because I'm so tired of like I've read Rich Dad Poor Dad, or sorry, Think and Grow Rich. Like I've been studying, that's been my Bible, but like I'm
Mhm.
tired of that. Like I'm like overwhelmed with information.
Sure.
When like I guess do you have any advice on like when do you say enough is enough? Because dude, you could spend all day every day just
For
consuming and
sure.
no
For
money.
sure. Exactly. I've been there, done that. Got the
You too?
courses to prove it, man. You know what I mean? And you put it on a credit card thinking, oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna make it
oh,
back. I'm gonna make it
I'm gonna
back.
make it back.
Yep.
You know what? Well, guess what? Mickey Poo. I made mine back in first deal, bro.
I love it, dude.
But
So
there is a euphoria and a certain, conviction that you need. We all need. We all need that proof of concept, right? That belief uh, to make your return on your investment on your first deal. That's very important.
how, and I gotta, dude, there's so many things I want to ask you, but like, okay, so let answer my question first. I am interested in what you think on the information thing. Like, at what point, how did you just finally decide, okay, I don't need any more information. I just need to pick something and I just need to go in on that thing. That sounds like what you did, right? Like eventually you're
Right.
like, okay, rank and rent, it checks all the boxes.
Yeah.
Any advice for somebody out there that's like when enough is enough, or is it like pretty safe to say enough's already enough for everybody? Now just go pick something and go do it.
Dude, I think we all know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, we all reach that level when enough is enough. You know what I mean? We all
totally.
know. And it's just like, when are you going to stop? Like you said, when are you going to stop beating the PBJs, man? You know. So I can't really answer that question. I think it's all. We all know when. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But
But
for
don't you
me,
think a lot of times, I don't know if this is the case with you, with me, I used to love getting information because it was an excuse to not do the hard thing,
no, the
pick
work.
up the
Yeah,
phone, right?
sure. Yeah, you get those endorphins. Like you feel like you're growing. You're like, oh, well, at least if I'm doing this,
Yeah.
well, if at least, yeah, I really need to make those prospecting calls. But I would like to research this new niche or this new
Yeah,
thing, right?
dude,
Then all
totally.
of a sudden you're not even watching that stuff anymore. You're down your YouTube and down to some video of rabbits or whatever crazy. Wait, what? How did I end up here? Happens, man. So what I liked about your course is that it was not so much education. It was all like implementation. It's like, this is what you need to do. Boom, 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 boom. Right.
Yeah.
And all I did was I followed the play, bro. I just kind of, it was just all there.
Yeah,
You
but
know, I
dude, you're
mean,
not giving yourself enough credit because you still had to do the work. Like that's what's impressive, right?
for sure. I mean, and it's not even like, and look, I had two more business owners on the hook. And guess what? I didn't get the deal, to be honest. But that's, I went back and I found the reason why. Because I didn't do the proper research. When I went back, they're in the top, they're there, they're already there. And
Yeah.
that was my bad. I was just like, oh, I'm just going. Um, but it has nothing to do with anything. Like they're like, yeah, this is great, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, they got their digital real estate. Anyway, that's another story. My point being is everything's not 100%. This is just a vehicle that really works if you implement it. You just got to take the action. That's really all what it is. At some point, stop thinking about it and just kind of go do it.
But I'm fascinated because I want to know what changed with you because you sound just like me, and I bet you most people watching this have like consume, consume, consume. Did you reach a breaking point? Did you finally sit down and go, here's the line in the sand. I'm done doing the PB and J's. I'm ready to go into the fine dining restaurants, like actually implement? Or what was that? Was there a moment or you finally were like, enough's enough?
It was kind of, I mean, enough's enough. And then kind of finding someone like yourself that can follow and emulate, model, if you will.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So that was a big reason because trust me, I mean, there's other. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to really put my finger on it.
Okay. I love it. I like the honesty. Okay, so now I want to go into the deal. This is your first now because you've known, and by the way, in my teaser post, because we were messaging back and forth and I wasn't the one that did your call. I didn't know if you had even known about some of the thing I put, like you didn't even know, but you knew what the concept was for like
Oh
three.
yeah.
Dude, you're the guy I was describing in the thing that you peeped the business model
Yep.
for 3 years. And I guarantee now you're sitting there going, dude, I wonder where I could be today. right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you knew about it for 3 years. What stopped you from taking action, dude? In this, just all
Too
together.
much just too much education. I mean, it was just like, do this, and then then all this, the actual, maybe it was the work, man. It was the work, I guess, but it was just the model of going out and, I had to do all that, do all this work, rank the page, and then go out and finally get the business owner and say, hey, we got this page that we, the whole idea of the pre-sale flipped everything.
True.
That was it, honestly.
That's a good point.
That was it.
It's exciting.
If I can acquire that customer on their dime, bro.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? That's an infinite return. You were talking about a cash on cash.
Yeah. What is the cash? Did you do it? Did you do it while I was talking about it?
I did.
I love it, bro.
You ready?
Yeah.
When the customer acquires it for you, what's that?
That's infinite. Yeah, it's true.
But my deal, you can't. Yeah, especially if they're paying you for it, right? So technically, my deal, the first deal, concrete deal. Why concrete? I don't know, because you showed us how. It's run the play. I was able to find a city that worked out, and one of the first Google ads I saw was one of the guys I wrote down. So yeah, I just went ahead and built the site, which was, at first it was a little kind of but not really. It's very simple, because I had the implementation, and this is the things that stopped me before, because I got the websites and I was like, man, WordPress, this and that. I was like I would talk to 80 people, 20 people all day long, but to build a website, it was like, pulling teeth for me, man. I couldn't do it. Yeah. So the system that you have, the kind of the one page, or the quick idea, that it just helped me get started, get it going. It was like open for business. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, well, we're still building we're still working over here, opening soon. Meanwhile, capital, you're spending money.
Dude, I've made so much money by if I think it, I just do it. Like, for example, literally on Sunday, I was sitting there going, dude, I want to go live like 14 times a week, because there's so many things that people ask. Like, I look at YouTube and people have question after question. I'm like, why don't I just do a weekly show and like talk about everything, besides, like, in addition to this? And you know what? I started doing the thing that everyone does. I was like, well, I don't have a logo, and I don't have a camera.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't have a good. I was doing all that. I need a studio, and then I literally was like, dude, you're being a little bitch, dude. Just start it. Just go.
Just do it.
Just write some stuff down, and you know what I did is I waited till 5 p.m. but I did it, and like now we're moving, and now I'm not stopping. So anyone that's listening, and I think you agree, just take action, right?
Yeah, progress over perfection, man.
Imperfect action is how you make money, and then you can perfect it as you go, right?
Exactly, man. Absolutely.
And that's what we're doing, right? We're building these shitty little one-pager. Let's call them what they are. We're getting the deal, and then we're like, now let's go build it out, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was able to build it out. The leads, I found them. I started send the leads. I just let the leads do the work, man. I'm very transparent. Hey, we're going to send you some leads. Let them follow the script. And luckily that he was able to close 2 deals, man, out of these leads. And I had to go back. I started getting scared. I had to go back to watch, as far as like the timing, like when to strike, right? When's a good time. And I was like, I could have been back as soon as I knew he closed the first one, I should have been on the phone. Hey, let's jump on the call. But it was my first one. So anyway, that was.
And you know what's funny, dude? I bet you if we looked at it and we dissected it, you probably did 4 things wrong, 5 things wrong. But you know what?
I did. And honestly, I didn't do the last step with the guy because it was so hard to get him on the phone. He is literally that busy all the time. He's a concrete contractor. So, and he's like, and then it finally was like, look, I just kind of broke it down. He saw the,
pre-screen cast. Yep.
The pre-screen. Yeah. Which is a great opportunity for you to convey your message in a time that you can say what you say, and they can watch, on their time or whatever. So by the time you have that conversation, they already know. You know what I mean? So I was able to, to close the deal without having to do that. Only because it was kind of out of necessity at that time. It was like the timing, So that being said, the framework is still, still there. So
That's the thing is like I explain in
not
language,
overthinking
right?
it.
It's like you're built, it's like you're baking a cake and
Yeah.
you do it, you follow the recipe as close as you can, but sometimes the business owner just can't get on a Zoom for what, and it's like, you just got to go
Yeah.
for it sometimes, right?
Exactly. But the key is he had leads that were real.
Yep.
They weren't just looky-loos. He actually had 2 on contract.
It's crazy.
He saw the video and he explained everything. So at that point, it's like, hey, what's your ticket? What is what? And then it's like, based on this, boom. Very matter of fact.
Don't you love, like, I don't know the way you sell with all your other businesses, but I was always taught to sell very emotionally and to like do all this stuff. And with this, I feel like it's very logical. Here's the math. You tasted my product, you touched it, you felt it, you made money in some cases. Here's what you're going to make. Worst case scenario, yes or no.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
If it's a no,
of course.
I'm going to go to your competitor though, just so you know.
Absolutely. Look, I believe sales is just sifting and sorting. It's qualifying. It's just panning for gold, man. And you can either pan or you can start with the heavy equipment, but the same thing. It's not, you're not there to persuade anyone. Yep. That's bullshit. I hate that sort of, persuasion. You're going to buy this bullshit. Like,
well, you know what? I bet you, I don't know about you. When I started sales, I thought that was what it was. I thought,
of course, absolutely,
sell everybody. And then the older I get, at first I'm like, I'm just getting lazy, and I'm like, no, I'm just going to sell to the people that are sellable, and I'm going to walk away from everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Like, why do you think I just at the first of this said, hey, if you're not trying to go to 10K, don't waste my time. Don't even apply to my program. I'm not going to get on the phone and convince you. I want people that want to make money. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So real quick, and then I want to jump into if anyone has any questions, but I am fascinated by these different business opportunities, different business models. And I've been shooting holes in rank and rent since I heard about it 6 years ago. And I'm telling you, like, I've looked at a lot of stuff. Real quick though, how do you compare, like, why not just go all in on wholesaling? Why rank and rent? And I know some of the answers, but what for you,
sure.
Why is rank and rent better than wholesaling for somebody that might watch this in 3 years that's like thinking about wholesaling or whatever?
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing wrong with wholesaling. Nothing at all. It's a great entry to real estate, low barrier of entry, low capital, but it's transactional, man. It is. If you're not out there marketing, which is it's dollars out. If you're not closing deals, if you don't kill it, you're not going to eat it. It's very transactional.
Time for dollars too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. All those things that you have to do, and which is great. It is all great skill sets to have. But if you don't show up, and if you don't have a team doing that, to scale, but starting out, most people don't, so they're doing all that, but it's still very transactional. I mean, so at the end of the day, it's like, what are we building for? But big comparison, so if you just do an average wholesaling fee, could be, I don't know, $3,000-$5,000 in a warm market, maybe in Arizona, 10, 15 grand, right. But think about that with this model though, man. A lot of people, like a novice or a retail investor, they're like at 1% rent. So they buy a $100,000 house, they're expecting $1,000 rent.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Now that's if you can find a $100,000 house. You probably can't find that anywhere where you live. But in our market, you can find a $150,000 house and rent it out for $1,200, whatever. But that's not all your money. You know what I mean? So let's say if you're even at a 30%, let's say if it's $1,000 a month and you're only you're netting 700, you still have debt service on that. Let's say if you net $200 a door, that's what people shoot for, bro. $200 a door net. Sometimes it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, if I just did 2 deals a month, right, at $1,800, like I just did one, but I could do one, I could do two, if I could do two, I could do four. Yep. If I could do four, I could do 8, right?
Right.
So if you just did 2 a month, no pressure. And this is, we're all like, yeah, let's go.
You're just plugging away. 2 a month.
Yeah. But yeah, 2 a month. Let's just say if you get 24 at the end of the year, that's $41,000, bro, at $1,800 a month.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And now that's not all net.
But
even
that's
if,
60, that's probably 650, at least 50%, probably closer to 60% profit based if you followed what I told you to.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. Well, basically, I mean, dude, it would take you, I could get 24 sites, or I can go out and get 207 houses for the same amount of money. 207 traditional real estate, or 23 through digital real estate, or DeRay, as my boy Nick likes to say.
Dre,
Making hay with Dre, DRE, baby.
I love
But
it.
think about it, dude. That's a lot. That's 207 houses, man. And you're looking at probably on $100,000 house, you're looking at the 15% down, 15 grand for 207 houses. So to hit that, I would need to be at 17 houses a month
Yeah.
instead of two
Yeah.
shitty one pagers.
So and that's if you're going to be that's if you're going to do the real estate investing. And if you're just a wholesaler, you're just making a one-time shot and you're on to the next deal and you're finding your next dollar.
Yeah, that's if you're buying the property. Yeah, that's if you're holding, because obviously holding real estate is, long-term wealth building, one of the best, surest ways, but it's slow.
Yeah,
Man, this is just a
for
great.
the record, I think you should do both.
Yeah, dude, this is a vehicle.
Yeah, to get that.
To put the wheels on the bus.
Exactly.
The wheels have got to be going, baby. You got to have the wheels on the bus, go round
baby.
and round. And it's capital. It's capital. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is a great vehicle to put wheels on your vehicle.
I love it. I love it.
And that's kind of it, man.
I think.
Oh, by the way,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. This $1,800 deal, my ad spend was $289. Let's just call it $300
for the month.
What's that? Well, for the so far,
$10 a day.
Yeah. So think about this. This is the return. Okay. So if it's an $1,800 month, I spent $289. I spent $300 to get there. What's my cash on cash return?
Yeah.
600%. You like that 1420?
That's stupid. See, that's what's crazy is everyone
600%.
Everyone goes, yeah, but you have the ad cost. But yeah, if you keep the cost per click under $5, you're going to run into deals like you did where your CPC's $2, $3, and it just pops, and you're sub $500 a month, and the rest of it, dude. Part of me, when I get those kind of deals, sometimes it's hard for me to even go build the site. I'm like, shit, man, I'm making so much money just being an arbitrage guy that like I still want the asset, but man, I'm making a lot of money just day one, right?
Yeah.
I think so, I do want to set straight. It's like, I think you're very similar to me. And from what I can tell is like, everyone uses digital real estate, AKA Dre, for different reasons, right? To get out of debt, to buy their time back, to travel the world. I am using it to fund my other assets, AKA physical, to buy businesses, to buy other passive income streams, to essentially be able to do whatever the fuck I want, whenever I want, period.
That's the goal, brother. That's freedom. To do what we want, when we want, where we want, with who we want. That's my goal. And I'm the same way. I'm on page with you, brother. I'm gonna use this capital to go buy real estate. I'm gonna go buy real estate businesses that service that real estate, and to just obtain, just like monopoly, like you say, bro, just to control as many assets as we can. And this is the time to do it. It really is. We're in a very different time. This is the time to get it, man.
Time to make hay, dog.
It is.
Last thing though, because you have a family, and anyone that has a family, I always like to point this out. The thing I love about this is, like, let's say you're putting 40 hours, 60 hours a week into wholesaling, and you're like, hey, I'm using this as a vehicle to buy my real estate, right? That's cool. It's a way. But you know what's cool about this is if you walk down the street tomorrow and you get freaking smashed by a bus, you're leaving your family with assets that, like, if you were just doing wholesaling, your wife's not going to go pick up the wholesaling business.
No, not at all. But
with this, if these things are ranked and they're rented and it's contracts in place, dude, she has like something far better than, and I don't want to be morbid but like,
yeah, for sure,
dude. Right? Dude,
if you treat those customers well.
Yeah, I might go off the credit coaster and freaking fly into the pond, dude. Who knows?
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
I know
that's important. No, that's very important. No, I know it. Yeah. Those are things that we need to think about as fathers, as leaders of our family. You can't be yeah, absolutely. But at some point, you're not going to be able to work as hard as you are today.
And
simple.
once you start making some cheddar, your wife is going to go from Kate Spade to Louis Vuitton, and it's really hard to go. But no, I'm just kidding. but
well, you know, hey, but things change, man. You know, how all of a sudden there's housekeeping. You know, there's lots of things that we could provide. You know, and we need money, that tool to do that. You know 100%. What I mean? So.
Dude, by the way, on the record, but off the record, I want to chat with you about real estate, because if you're looking for selling fees, you know where I stand. So we'll talk about that. Really quick before we jump off, if anybody has any questions they want to ask K Money, aka Kendrick, about Dre, then shoot them in really quick. I'm gonna give away a quick coaching call, and then we're gonna end this thing so we can go make some more money. So let me see what we got real quick. And by the way, if I don't see any come through, which is not a big deal because we've shared a lot of good stuff, then that's not a problem. I'm just going to end it. I'm not here to waste anyone's time. But I just wanted to give everyone the opportunity, if they had questions, to be able to do that. So let me go and see if we got anything really quick. And if we don't, let's give away a coaching call, and let's freaking call it, dude. Give me a second.
Coaching call, giveaway.
Giveaway, baby. I'm going to let you choose. I'm going to let you choose it, dude. I'm going to let you choose it, but let me pull this up really quick.
What's that?
All right. Okay, so here, can I go through these really quick? K Money?
Yeah, bro.
Okay, let's see. Kevin says Nick Wood, the white Dr. Dre. Let's go. Maybe it's not the King Dr. Digital Real Estate. Maybe it's just the white Dr. Dre. I love it. Okay. Gaius. This guy his name's Gaius. I've talked to him before. That's a freaking dope. That's a hard name, dude. Gaius. He said, when you decided to start, when you first sat down at your computer, what was running through your mind? How long did it take you? What were you feeling after putting in some work? What pushed you to keep going the next day without closing a deal? Essentially, what motivates you to keep going? To distill that down to one question.
Man, just my family, and just, once you make a commitment, especially when there's a financial commitment with it, I know all this is great. All this information is great in this free group, but there's something about committing.
Yep.
And when you, when you've got some money on the line, you got to go out and you got to make things happen. So, it was just a time, man. It was just, it was just time to do something different.
I think too, as one of my buddies, Dave, he does some of these, he does a lot. Actually, he does 30%, 50% of the calls of people. Was it Dave or Kyle that you talked to? Cowboy Kyle or Shirtless Dave. Dave, I joke with him. He's like, dude, when we did his interview, he's like, bro, I got too many ex-wives to sit on my ass. He's like, I got to pay too many child supports. So whatever your reason is, let it be that. Shane says, use online real estate to buy physical. Shane lives close to me, by the way, and he's doing that same thing, dude. He's digital to buy physical, so he's killing it. I know he's gonna give him 5 years. He's gonna be in a great spot.
Look, man, as long as there's houses and people live in them, and they need services, and as long as there's the internet, that we can connect those people with these people that do those services, dude.
That's it, dude. We're gonna be connectors, and we're gonna take that little sliver.
Exactly.
Lance Hill is a friend of mine. He's actually a real estate guy. He said, love this guy, with a couple of flex emojis. So
sweet,
man. Let's see. Bajut said, how long did it take for the first lead to come in once you set up your ad? And
like
go ahead. I'm going to say something to it though.
It took a while. I was a little nervous, to be honest.
So
it was like,
I was going to say, if you were about
4 or 5 days.
Yeah. Guys, I was hoping you were going to say that, because sometimes people after 2 days, 48 hours, 3 days, I don't have a lead, and it's like, chill. Like, takes a second to start cranking, and depending on the weather and the time of year, and there's a lot of factors, so don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Daniel Sturm said, how can I connect with you? Because I'd love to talk to a fellow Louisianan. Why don't you guys message each other?
Yeah. Facebook.
Yeah, message him on Facebook, dude. Daniel says, do you have a full-time job? What did you do to work around it? You don't have a job per se, but you have multiple endeavors that are taking a lot of your time as well.
Well, I do have sort of a 9 to 5. I have I do with kind of like my stable, almost is the healthcare recruiting, but man, we live in an age where you have to have a 9 to 5 and sometimes a 5 to 9. You know what I mean? You just gotta find the time. It's
totally.
So yeah, I do have a normal job.
I think my advice on that for the people that I've seen be successful with 9 to 5s is you do your 9 to 5 because you got to pay your bills, but you treat your 9 to 5 like you treat your 5 to 9, aka your side hustle, as your main hustle. That needs to be the priority, the thought, even though you're giving those hours to the 9 to 5, but you need to be putting your energy, effort, attention, and creativity into the quote unquote side hustle.
Yeah.
You know, versus the other way around. I think a lot of people, like, all their energy goes to the 9 to 5. It's like, dude, the 9 to 5 needs to go as soon as possible. Right. Okay. Let's do one or two more and then we'll dip off of here. Shane says, being in wholesaling, I assume you have used cold callers before or appointment setters. If so, any advice on places to go / companies? Finding an appointment center.
Oh yeah, they're a ton out there, man. I would find them on like Fiverr. I mean, Facebook groups. They're just a ton of them. Just say, hey, looking for a VA. Well, you'll have 100 messages, and just ask them, hey, send me a video or send me an audio message of the script.
Reading the script or whatever, if you did a VA.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna do one more, and let me see.
And dude, you could do this with this business. You could, I mean, I can see once I can figure out all the moving pieces, and you can totally scale this out to other. I mean,
yeah, and I think that's what Shane's asking. I think he's looking for a setter for his.
Yeah,
but he's asking.
I'm not there. Yeah, I'm not there yet with this on this vertical with using VAs.
You'll get there. You just need a couple more deals.
Yeah.
Let's do one more.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do this one right here. Jackson Stoddard. Jackson, good to have you on, bro. I know who you are. He says, how do you do most of your prospecting with your rank and rent biz? I don't know exactly what he means, if he's saying like, how do you like, do you, yeah, Jackson, I don't know how you interpret.
I think he's probably prospecting business owners, probably. Dude, I'll be honest with you. I called one business owner in my local market, or that's in my first market, and that was all. And I had probably, I don't know, when I pick up the phone, that's it. You know, they're ready to, sure, I'll take some leads. It's not like, you know, it's not like real estate, you know, or other cold calling where you're like, you know, calling these business owners all day. I guess you could, you know, but when one guy's like, yeah, that sounds good. I can use an extra 10, 15 jobs. Great. Yeah. Here's a couple. Let me know how they work out.
Dude,
you know what I
mean? I think sometimes we overthink the prospecting. Like,
exactly.
You just call, and at some point you set the freaking phone down and the script down. You study the script so you know what to say. But you set it down, and if you guys go to my YouTube and watch my live cold call, you'll hear, like, dude, I'm just talking to the guy. I'm just like, look, dude, I have a website, I have a phone number. I already knew you're paying for Angie's List. That's why I called you, dude.
Exactly.
Do you want more jobs or not? Like, that's essentially my tone. And he's like, at first he's like, no, we're good. And then he's like, well, if you can, I ended up selling the guy, dude.
Yeah, especially if you already know the process. One guy today, a business owner, like, I enjoy these conversations. I genuinely really want to help these people, especially when they're, you know, they want to increase their business, man. But they're like, yeah, you know, Angie's List, I'm paying $40, $50 a lead, and right, I'm not really closing. I'm like, yeah, you and everybody else, and, you know. So I'm learning a lot just listening to business owners and finding out what their needs are and how we could serve them. Because, man, like, seriously, if you pay me $1 and I give you back $2, right? We're going to be friends a long time, right?
If you double someone's money, dude, Uncle G said it, dude. He's like, you want to keep a customer for life, make them money.
Yeah. So
love it. Cool.
Yeah.
Jackson, I think to like that, what you're looking for, or fishing for, I think you just at some point need to just realize, like, these are real people. Call them, be real, tell them that you have a couple leads. You don't want to talk about money, although you are there to earn their business at some point, but like, try it out and let's talk in a couple days. Like, that's essentially what you're saying. That's it.
Yeah.
Just be real. Just be real.
Be real with these people. Absolutely.
Dude, this has been awesome, dude. I think we could go on for another 2 hours, but let's, for the sake of time, I want to ask. So I'm gonna end this. By the way, thanks for being on, dude. I'm gonna end this.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.